Hello, everyone. Mackie here, and welcome back to the Mid-Season Invitational 2026 review, also known as the Mid-Season Madness. We are recapping day 4, and by the look of this, yeah, it did not end well for North America as they get eliminated by T1 in the most inevitable sweep you can ever imagine. That is now, I believe, five. Well, let me just see the first series, and then the KC Deep Cross, TLAW Deep Cross, and then the fifth sweep. That is five sweeps in the play-ins. All of them sweeps. And this one was, to be fair, I feel like this is gonna like the one of, if you know the Coldplay "Fix You" song is, you try your best but you don't succeed. This pretty much was a series that is, but T1 is just absolutely too good. In fact, the entire T1 3 games of those series, those 3 games against TLAW twice and then KC twice once, pretty much followed the same script in which T1 got stumped. Game 2 was kind of like an opportunity to trying to at least make them bleed a little. And then game 3 was an absolute stump. And yeah, this was pretty much it. So let's look at the statistical anomaly for this one. Doran with Ambessa 6-1 and 5, 11 KDA, 52 kill participation at 17.4k damage. Carrier on the Melio 1-6 and 20 in game 2, 3.5 KDA with 72% kill participation at 8.2k damage. And then with the Pay Show in game 3 on the Zeris 11-0 and 5 with a pentakill, 82 kill participation and 27.27 damage. By the way, there is a little bit of stat that I just found out that showcase how incredibly dangerous Pays is. Look at that. He has now have 15 pentakills. This pentakill was his 15th. That is the most pentakills by any player of all time. That is insane. That is absolutely insane for a guy who has been playing, I think you say, League of Legends for like, I don't know, couple of years, of course, a few years with Gen G, and now playing with T1 for the first year. And for the guy who has like 15 pentakills, I mean, yes, granted, most of them are ADCs, which is ADCs get a lot of pentakills. That's pretty much not surprised, but my God, for a kid like him to have this kind of performance, and granted, if I were to give my MVP of play-ins, I say Pays for my MVP of play-ins by a wide margin. His mechanical skills was great. His damage output was amazing. His clutchness was on point. He was everywhere. He was literally everywhere for this team. And man, that is an incredible performance in the play-ins. And an incredible performance in this match, given he was the second best star on 34, 10, and 19, 5.3 KDA, 79% kill participation, 118.9k damage. Carrier 110 and 53, 5.4 KDA, 81% kill participation at 20.4k damage. And Doran as a third star, 15, 4 and 18, 8.3 KDA, 49 kill participation at 66.7k damage. My team of the series was Yawn, unfortunately. But I would like to say that this is probably like the one time I do not feel like I have to give a horrible team move for one of them. I gave Yawn a team move because of statistical anomaly. 16, 11, and 16, 2.9 KDA, 88, 68 kill participation, and 75.8k damage. But I just had the feeling of like they did what they should do under not so great circumstances. Like, if you look at the entire draft game, like, TLAW tried to do their best. I mean, Core JJ was brilliant in this series, of course. He was pretty much a one shining light. The Rel Kaiser comp was like, I don't know if this comp will ever work, but at least it did well. It did quite well. And then game 2 was kind of like they nearly made them bleed. Core JJ was an amazing All-Star game, of course, with 21 assists. He is playing like Core JJ of the old. Quid was decent. Jose Adoda was fine, but it almost feels like the inevitable. And then game 3 was kind of like once Pays and, Carrier just dominated the bot lane. It was a wrap. It was an absolute wrap. And there was nothing to do. So it almost feels like you just put your hands up and just felt like nothing to do. Just absolutely, plainly, nothing you can do. It is what it is, I guess. And listen, I already said in my shorts, but also I'm going to say this again. I think the Team Liquid is going out with their heads held high. And yes, I know this is not the result that they wanted. I know it's another one of those, and they failed to win, lol, kind of things. And I like, yeah, against probably like, and I'm gonna pretty much gonna get my rant about the bracket stage of MSI later. The third best team in the world right now, playing in the playing stage. Like I know this should not be happening, but that's gonna feel like I don't know what. A 20-year veteran playing against high schoolers. Like that's just not fair, I guess. And listen, TLAW did their best. They tried. They do well. They overcome Europe, by the way, which is like a miniature win, a regional win, of course, and get them to feed families for the rest of their weeks. But let's be honest, it's kind of like an impossible task. It's a really impossible task. Consider how T1 just mow down the competition, of course. I know it's only two teams, but still, just dominate the competition like it's nothing business. Although you can say that T-Law kind of made them scared in like three of those games. You can say that, but it just doesn't matter in the end. But I would like to say this: T-Law should hold their heads up high. They did well. Spawn did well with his team. Get in there and do all kind of stuff. Jose Dodo, man, Jose Dodo was. If listen, here's the kicker. I think yes, Pays deserve MVP of this tournament, but I have to say that Jose Dodo deserved like second recognition, of course, for the way he plays, the way he does well. He said, of course, that he plays for fun, which is pretty much, kind of like the mental mindset of so many North American fans. It's like, hey guys, do not think about, oh, if you get eliminated, you get roasted by so many fans and everybody. Just go out and have fun. Just go out and have fun. Try your best. If it doesn't work out, it is what it is. And I think you could say that he was disappointed, of course, with the Nocturne game, of course, and he was pretty bad. And then the massive soul steal, in which like in game one, TL was having like 3 Drakes to none, and they were looking pretty good. He was looking pretty good. And then, of course, it kind of like got messy, and then it go to the Drake fight, and then Owner literally steals away. And then he said it best. He's probably been through a lot of clutch moments like this, so it makes sense. I think Jose Dodo just realizing, Core JJ, like Owner's pretty much a clutch player on a clutch team. There's actually nothing you can do about it. And then, of course, he continued with the interview. You're inspired the moments in the LCS on 50-50 smite, and again, just trying to outsmart him. He said yes. And you're beating the strong EU, of course. He told him, like wanted to swap jerkies with Faker, but unfortunately, T1 doesn't have to. And yeah, he said he doesn't mean shame in losing to KC or DCG, and the factor of the day. And I think here's a question. Here's one incredible question. I believe this was it. Okay. So this was it. How do you explain that you're managing to have fun right now while it's stimulus in the case before? I think it comes from being young and feeling pressured. When I started playing esports, I was thinking the same way I did when I was younger and playing sports. So I just went through and getting through to know that I better enjoy myself. And he said, how are you having fun? And throughout the tournaments, there are stressful moments because it's a team game. Sometimes the team is stressed. We're doing badly or losing. Something's going wrong. So, of course, you can't have fun 99% of the time. There are points where you won't have fun, and you have to find your way through. That's the fun part. And you talk about Yawn and Quit JJ and all kinds of stuff. And all the life of, T-Law, of course. I mean, listen, I like Jose Dodo. And he said, thank you for everyone cheering us and excited the next split. Excited for the next split. And, of course, and he said that, of course, he told the question, does G2 and Lion have a shot at making the LCK and LPL? Please. Lion think it's better than us. G2 and Lion are pretty similar teams. And they said, I do think they have a chance to beat the LCK teams, which I think I did so. And I don't think a game is always that hard to play. And as long as you do the basics and play the fight well, you can win. I'm pretty sure Caps and Saint can really clutch up and have good moments and take wins from LCK and LPL. And I wouldn't be surprised. And I think that's probably the mindset that the whole Jose will go in to this split. It's like, hey, have fun. I know expectations are not as high as many people, especially in LCS, when viewership are bad and chances of winning the LPL and LCK are not great. They haven't been happening in years, of course. But it's that, hey, you go out there, you have fun, and you never know. You never know on a given day. And I like that kind of mindset. This guy I like this dude. I love this dude so much. If Griffin is my favorite player right now for the LCS to watch, Jose Dodo is kind of my second. And they were like I gotta back up David Shynock's video about this. He's kind of like the player that nobody expected him to do well. He came in and everybody's like skeptical about him, but in this split, he was like a godsend. Like Yes, Vulcan won MVP, but I can say that he's probably the best player, probably in LCS, next to Vulcan. And his jungler performances have been great in the LCS. He did fine, of course, in MSI. And where did TLAW go from here after this? I don't know. But I will tell you this. I think TLAW will use this as a way to motivate themselves, get themselves ready for LCS, and of course, trying to do well at Worlds. That's all we are asking for. And they were to face off against an LPL and LCK team again and probably play in a best of 5. I think they may have a chance. It's impossible right now, consider the gap. But if you go out there, have the mental fortitude to have fun and to not think about what tomorrow might bring or what people might say, y'all good. Y'all good. I think that's a mental mindset that I think North America needs right now. It's not. I guess I understand the advice is not great, but you're down, you're feeling hurt, you wanted to just say some bad things. But listen, calm down, guys. You were never expected to do much. You just get the bare minimum. Bare minimum. It is what it is. It is what it is at the end of the day. So all I said is, Team Liquid, congratulations on making it far in the playing stage. Nothing too much, excitement after all of this, and hopefully next play will be kind for you guys. Okay, now it's time for me to segue into something that I'm going to be really pissed about. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us to look at the bracket stage for the mid-season invitation. And I will do my bracket stage pick'ems tomorrow on this channel. Because thankfully, we will have, I think the matches will not come until like around 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, of course. So I will do my best to do my pick'ems and probably upload it tomorrow. But, I have some beef with this. I have some genuine Arby's beef with this bracket. And I think David Shynock and every single person on the Twitter sphere is pretty much stated. Now, yes, I know David Shynock is my go-to man sometimes, but I can bet you that he and the rest of the League of Legends community have the same feeling. Look at this bracket and tell me what's wrong with it. Just tell me what's wrong with it. Well, I don't think that's wrong, Akeem. Oh, there is. There is something wrong with this bracket. Here's why. So BLG just recently won first stand. Number 1 team in the LPL. Number 1 team in the world by so many metrics. I mean, beside, of course, Gen G, but number 1 team in the world right now. And what is their award for being number 1 team in the world going into bracket stage? They get to play against T1. T1, the team that make it out of bracket stage, and pretty much the most dangerous team other than Hololive Esports left in the draw for a shot of winning MSI. Yes, my camera is froze, but I'm going to keep talking like I'm just being mad. Like, this is just me being absolutely angry right now. I'm just going to keep talking like I'm just angry and just wanted to say something really bad. In fact, you know what? No webcam. Just no webcam. None. Just be angry. So T1 will face off against BLG. And I feel like, as great as the matchup is with the whole Doran, Bin beef, of course, saying Doran being bad and all kinds of stuff, and then now Doran telling me he's being a lesson, and like, okay, I like this matchup, I like this, I'm hyped for this matchup, I'm really hyped for this matchup. But that should be like a second round matchup. That matchup should have been like at least a second round matchup. We get this in the very first round. And if you're a North American fan, you're happy that you're facing against Furia, by the way, which is great. You'll take that as you may. But I'm sorry, this should not be a first round matchup as well. And G2, by the way, who fresh off making finals of first stand and were champions of the LEC, and I think consistent second seed behind all the other teams. You know what the award for? The runners-up of LPL! This is grade A level BS on the part of Riot Games not seeding the teams properly. This is BS. Absolute BS. You're giving teams basically virtually no chance to die. That is not how seedings work. That is not how we create fairness. It is like telling you guys, hey, you're going to face off your hardest matchup first off. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. This isn't the World Cup. This is not how it works. This is not how tournament works. You gradually start smaller with a team that many people expected them to win. You might get a harder challenge, but you're going to beat them and then raise up the level from there. That's how tournaments work. You increase difficulty in every single round, facing up against the best of the best. And then if you can see that, you are the best. 100%. BLG should never play T1 in the first round of the tournament. Like, why? Why? Absolute whyness! Right. You have a global power ranking, guys. You have been doing the global power rankings for 3 goddamn years now. Okay? You have a global power rankings that said GPR is a ranking of team strength in tier 1 play. And it used all the calculations, by the way, with the regional strength and driven by international results. This is the main calculations. I know there's other nuances to all of this, but I'm going to use the power rankings as a way of a little example. So these are all the metrics, of course, and the team performances, and of course the regional strength score based on performances and international events and all kinds of stuff. And yeah, this is showing as LCK number 1, LPL number 2, LEC number 3, LCK number 4, LCP 5, and CBLOL 6. Great. Great. That is how I'm going to do that. You sort them out based on regional strength. Not by pooled or anything like that, based on regional strength. And instead, you're making a mess of it, creating this mucky mess, of course, and it's saying, hey, BLG, if you beat T1, your reward is against Lion. That's not how it works! You give BLG the free keys to probably a finals appearance at least. Like, come on, man. Listen, maybe Lion could pull the upset, but I highly recommend it. I highly unlikely. This, if Inspired were to face off against this same BLG team, it's not the same BLG team from last year. That's what I know of. This is absolute BS on the part of Riot. You know what it should have done. You know what it should have done. Use the power rankings to rank the whole thing. This, my friends, is how I do the global rankings. So I decided to put all the teams based on the rankings and then bracket them based on how they ranked. So the highest seed will face off against the lower seed, and then the second highest seed will take on the second lowest seed, and we go on. So, if that happens, BLG, the number 2 seeded team, will face off against the number 31st seeded team, Inferior. T1 will face off against Lion, G2 will take on Team Secret Wales, and then Hanalei versus Top Esports. And there you go. There you go. Common freaking sense. I don't even graduate from college, and yet I have more sense than the higher-ups of Riot Games have ever had with their billions of dollars. And also, no regional lockups. No nothing. You can actually say that BLG beat Furia and BLG will face off against T1, and G2 might face off against Hanalei Esports. Done! 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 That's it! Nothing more, nothing less. What is the point of the global power rankings if you can't even freaking use them? We have technology, as Patrick says. We have AI. We have all the tools to make sense. Yes, AI has been ruining and give us slop, but at least you can say AI is making us business people look incredibly competent. And yet, the simplest thing you could have done is just simply rank them as it is and just go simply lower versus higher, and that's it. Instead, we're doing the same old ball and draw thing, and it doesn't make sense at all. It doesn't make sense. Why are you keep using the same ball and bowl thing that you just done? You could have just ranked them based on the global rankings and call it a fucking day. Call it a day. I don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't get it at all. And now we're just stuck with probably the biggest matchup of the entire first round being like the best matchup of the entire first round. And it's not, and I don't think, and there's a chance that we may not gonna see them until probably the finals. If all of them fall apart, we may not gonna see BLG T1 unless it's the finals. That's BS. That should never happen. If you want a tournament with the best of the best, you should do the rankings with the best of the best and go from there. You don't see CSGO do it. You don't see Valorant do it. You don't see Call of Duty do it. You don't. Like you. By the way, here's the kicker, guys. The global rankings are sponsored by AWS. AWS, Amazon Web Services, which is a program that is AI generated to produce numbers and rankings and all kinds of stuff, like they see in the NFL with all the stats and probability and all kinds of stuff. You have AI. Why don't you just use it? Use it. I'm mad, man. I am absolutely mad that listen. It is so simple. It is just the simplest thing. Just rank them based on the power rankings. Just rank them based on the power rankings, and we will not complain. We will not complain. But instead, you're just giving us, I guess, good matches, but good matches that feels like they could have been in the upper bracket or pretty much like in the finals at least. I mean, it could have been done in the upper bracket round 3, I guess. But instead, now I have to pick between BLG and T1, and that'll be really hard for me. Really hard. I don't know, man. Common sense prevails, I guess. Common sense prevails at the end. And I'm bringing in common sense right now. I'm just bringing you common sense. All right. Rant over. Anyways, the matches that are going to take place tomorrow, of course, or around this morning. Hunlife versus Top Esports, and then G2 versus TES. And then I think BLG T1 and then Lion Furia for the grand finale. And I will be predicting the matches tomorrow on the playing stage and see who will win my pick'ems. And oh, by the way, I did make the short saying that I have the perfect pick'ems, by the way. I made an oopsie. I made a literal oopsie. I picked KC to beat TLAW. I rely on Europe to defeat the West or defeat NA, and I got cooked. So David Shynock is pretty much, I don't know. Listen, David Shynock may not watch this video as much, but if he does, he must be laughing at me right now. He must be laughing at me for picking this. And I'm a fool. I was thinking KC with their better players and the way they've been decent against T1. I thought it might happen, but silly me. No Jin skin. Great. But it is what it is. It can't be perfect all the time. But yeah, just like Riot Games cannot even perfect the perfect bracket, I guess. So it is what it is. I guess we all have flaws at the end of the day. Anyways, thank you all for watching. TLAW, keep your heads up high, do well, have fun next split. And I'm going to predict the bracket tomorrow. And the first round of predictions will be coming in your shorts tomorrow around afternoon or something. Anyways, have a good day. Drink some water. Keep your pets neutered. Keep the population growing. Good. Have a wonderful 4th of July holiday coming up. And yeah, I will see you all next time.